Hurley! What's good, Vegetable Woman Post here with some more One Piece Bounty Rush. Now, today we're going to be going over the one, the only, the map tier list. Now, this is going to be kind of focused on what are some better options for in terms of climbing. Last time I did this, it was actually more relative to like in terms of being fun, but this one I'm actually going to go in terms of like how much control you actually have on the map and how impactful you can be on this map in order to win the game. So the top is obviously you have the most control, you'll have your best chances of winning if you are a good player, and your character obviously matters as well. Colors, classes, all of that is very important, as well as kind of just ones that will be miserable and kind of will lack control of. And so we'll go with that. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Leave those in the comments down below if you don't quite understand something. But anyways, let's dive right into it. So the first one I'm gonna go with is honestly one of my favorite maps because of this reason, because it's so simple, it's so easy to see everything that's going on within the map. You have you have the 5 flags. You're based like this, and then you have the center one. So you have 1, 2, and then you have 3, 4, and then you have the center one. So it's actually so nice. Daytime alabaster. You can see everything. It's relatively simple. You have the walls that you can hide behind if you need to when it comes to projectiles, but you can also kind of see where everyone's at and what's happening. So really nice map, really good. This will actually excellent for allowing control, and it's flat too, so it allows you to all the dashers can dash around the map, so it's very nice for that reason. This one actually right off the bat, a hard hitter. This one I really like this map, and most of the community actually hates this map for the reason that the Sandstorm, if you're a defender, you can't necessarily defend on a flag in a Sandstorm if it is just wailing and whittling you down. So really you have no control over the Sandstorms. They're going to push through, they're going to stop you, or when you just respawn out the gate, the Sandstorm might be directly in your way, so you can't bum rush your way to the middle flag without having to take a few hits from the damage, and it actually hits you for what is it, 20% of your HP per tick or something like that. It's actually insane. Does so much damage. It's disgusting. I think it is percentile, I believe. And this map actually sucks in terms of trying to control. But I mean, you can, relatively, depending on your character, you can dash through it and take, I think, about 2 hits of damage if you run straight through it. Roughly, I think it may be 3, but I think you can roughly dash through it and take only 2 hits of damage. And if you have invincibility as a character, that helps as well. But yeah, that's your options for that. Barreti Stage, this daytime Barreti Stage. This one's actually depends on what character you're using. But in general, it's not flat. I don't really like it because it's not flat, so dashers are kind of disadvantaged. Runners can actually get away with it a lot by going underneath and trying to back half and stuff, and it actually works really well. There's lots of 5-0s and 0-5s that happen in this map because you have Rogers slinging their commissaries down that straight lane that you can see honestly in that spot, or you have Kaido's Bordeaux breathing down it, or anyone just shoots that long range of fat damage down it, a kind of using his skill 1, his hound dog thing is actually insane. So I'm gonna actually put these, they're kind of the same in that matter, that they basically runners are actually kind of more obnoxious here. This one's less of the straightaway, because you have the straightaway on the daytime Barreti. Nighttime Barreti is kind of difficult in terms of trying to defend the specific flags, because you have 2 flags on the bottom and then you have 1 on the top, so you have to loop all the way around if you want to defend it, or you just have your back caps. So that's the only options for those, and it makes it very difficult and kind of obnoxious actually to deal with and defend. So it can be extremely frustrating in trying to defend it. I have lost so many games last minute, last second, because of just what's going on up top or what's going on downstairs. You can't tell and you can't see, so it's hard to determine with the 2 floor levels. And I mean, you just can't trust, because you don't know whether you can trust your teammate or not. It's just I have one teammate defending the top, one teammate defending the bottom. Who's going to be able to actually defend, and which one do I actually need to help? Where do I need to be? Because you'll never know. Because some defenders, some teammates will be able to, and some won't. It's just an RNG. It's RNG. I swear to God. This one I actually put. It is relatively flat, but you do have the water pieces in the middle that kind of make it difficult. Arlong Park, I'll consider it kind of both Arlong Parks. They're in general, the flags are spread out differently, but in general, it's not too difficult to actually control them. If you have the one that has the 2 flags in the middle, pushed back, then it's actually not that hard. But if you have the one with the 1 in the center, then that one's I'm talking about the center lane right here. You can see that little center lane spot. So there's one, I think there's Arlong Park A, Arlong Park B. I don't remember which one's which, but one has 2 flags in the center spot. That one kind of helps you guard at least 2 flags, and then you just have 1 flag somewhere else that you need to protect. But if it's the other one, that one's a lot more harder to control. So that one, like, yeah, that one would definitely go like as farther down and harder to control for sure. Drum Island. I'm gonna be honest, Drum Island. Again, runner-oriented maps, just because people like to climb up the mountain. Again, there's multi-levels. You have 3 floors in this one. You have the bottom floor, you have the middle 2 floors, which there is the flags on each side, but on the opposite sides of the mountain, so you can't even see what's going on the other side of the mountain. And then you have the one at the dead center at the very, very top. So obviously at the very, very top, you can kind of see what's going on, but if you're on anywhere else, you don't really know what's happening. So it's really hard to control, really hard to manage. I honestly think it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I'd probably put it down more difficult on Barreti Stage just because it's 3 floors. But you'll get runners who are just like running around. Like, I swear, some people like play this map and it's like tons of treasure, and I actually hate playing on map for that reason. This is kind of Christmas. It's the same exact map. It's just nighttime and it's Christmas time. So that one, I don't even know if they still do this anymore. But I think they only did this like for the first year and do it again. But in general, they're the same. They're exact same maps, just like different like outer glowing time of day, basically. But yeah, for that reason, because runners are so cancer in this, I actually hate that. I'm honestly gonna put this actually down here. We might put I'll put it right there. No, I'll put that at the same. They're actually like the same pretty much. Yeah, this one, Sabaody, yeah, miserable. Actually hate Sabaody Day. If you basically, people run double runners and all I do is run around going on the flags. The main reason why I think this map is so out of your control is because you can't control the timing of your team boost, because allies mess with the team boost. Even you may be able to specifically, but your allies will mess with it, and they're not going to listen or not pay attention to the team boost like 9 times out of 10. So in general, you can't control when team boost is going to happen. If team boost is happening, you're just spawning, you fall down, and then you have to go back up in a bubble. Basically, that's like 7 out of 10 seconds of your team boost gone. So you literally have like 3 seconds of team boost to try and make something happen, and it's generally not going to happen. So with that, it's actually extremely frustrating to play on. I absolutely hate it with the bubbles. They take so long to go up and down. The invincibility people mess with, you can like, it'll jump down, they'll bubble back up to be invincible, and then they'll come up and hit you because they have the invincibility shield, because it lasts for quite a bit for some reason, just so you can't be like spawn camped at the top of the bubbles, I guess is that reason, which is kind of fair, but also very frustrating to play against. And you'll get just like runners who just like up and down with the bubbles in Sabaody, and then they'll just like run away. It's so easy. And so defenders, it's actually so hard for defenders to hold like, at least, like, obviously they can set on 1 flag, but holding more than 1 flag is like impossible on this. So, and attackers just run around trying to chase runners, and runners just run around escaping the attackers and just go around and take flags. So it's kind of frustrating. Next time, Fishman Island. I actually put Fishman Island is actually pretty solid. It does kind of suck because if you want to go up and push farther, you have to loop around and do these fat like zigzags. Kind of difficult, but it's actually not too hard. It's very flat. You can see pretty much everything that's going on in the map entirely, basically. Even when you're on the bottom floor, you can kind of see what's happening on the upper level floors. It's not too steep. It is 3 layers, but it's not 3 layers like Drum Island, where it's like impossible to see. Runners can be very frustrating, especially if you have dashers. There is like Marco and Crocodile, but they also excel on this. Kind of like more flatter level maps are actually really nice on these. So it is kind of like fair. So I like that. So Fishman Island, very good, very solid map. Would recommend like playing on that, especially if you have the flyers. Like flyers are people like green runner Crocodile. You have red runner Marco. You have any of those people that can like dash across the maps. I don't even know if anyone can dash across the maps besides Kizuru too, but I think that's like the main 3. But in general, those aren't really too good for combat. So, and they're kind of getting super old units, so they're really not excelling too much or too well. So anyways, Dressrosa Colosseum. This one is actually fascinating. I am going to put it lower level. It is going to be somewhere around here. It can be, actually, because there's so many runners and because it's so hard to control, because you have to go through so many, you have to deal with the fish that go appear on the sides. If you try to hold the center flag as a defender, you're going to be getting wailed on from all sides. If you're an attacker, you're going to be chasing around runners who might just be flying around and like zooming about. And if you're like trying to chase like an Odin, who he covers like basically half the map in just his skill 1, so that's extremely frustrating. Like trying to defend against like Odins. Basically, if you are a runner, this is a very good map for you. Potentially, if you are a dasher too, like if someone like Vivi excels on this Crocodile, Lots of like units. It's actually, but it's so hard to control. The reason being, I'm not just trying to hate on runners. That's one thing I feel like I've been like doing this video, but I want to emphasize that even if you are a runner, you can't necessarily defend against runners, and you're just going to be chasing other runners down. So if everyone's using runners, it's just going to be tons of treasure on this map, and everyone's going to be back and forth and going all around and trying to take stuff. And it's very difficult. So it's very hard to just like hold flags properly, because you know how everyone plays like runners, and they're like, why isn't my team defending? Well, because everyone else is playing runners, and they're all running around capturing flags. That's how it works. Flat Marine Ford, I really like this. You'll obviously notice a trend here. The flat maps are my friend. You can obviously see what's happening, going on in all of this. It's very beautiful. I actually love it, and so like a very flat map. A big fan of this one. You can see what's going on entirely. You know everything that's happening. Yeah, you know how to prepare. You can see team boosts coming. You can utilize your team boosts for the most part, and make sure like when those are like gonna happen. There are some ice cubes and stuff, but in general, yeah, the middle flag. Everyone's like fighting for the war for the middle flag, and that's going down. Next up, Night Wano. This one's a little trickier again, just because like there's a lot of stuff out of your control. There's stuff that's like in the back, and then you have the stairs that like kind of prevent the back caps, but there are some people who can dash over those stairs. You see these little bridges here. You can go dash from the bridge to the stairs if you are using crocodile mark out. Like dashers can be annoying when it comes to back caps, so watch out for that. It's can be difficult, but honestly defenders can actually play on this one pretty well. I'll actually move this one up here just because like the main flags that you need to protect, you can at least protect 2 flags, so it works out well. Evening Sabaody. This one's interesting. I'm gonna throw it here. I don't know. It's honestly, I hate this one more than daytime for some reason. It's just everything's so spread out. It's so hard to like defend stuff. Again, there's 2 flags on top this time instead of 1 like there is on daytime, so it makes it very obnoxious to deal with and try and hold, and it's impossible. Thriller Bark. This one, the amount of times that I have lost games because I don't know what's going on the other side. I'll put it up here because you can just hold the 3 in the castle rather than the 2 outside of the castle. So it is a little more manageable because you can see all the 3. It is kind of lesser manageable when there's a bunch of runners just zooming around and you don't even know who's taking what or what flags you own, because everyone's just taking and losing flags all of a sudden, like everywhere, all about, and in and out and all of that. Yeah, so next up, this one, I can't tell whether I like this one or not. There's times where the, what is it, Skypea Island, there's times where the big rocks crumble and fall, and it just kind of makes it just like ruined and whatnot. So like, and then it blocks off certain paths, and if you're a defender, that can be like terrible. If you're a runner, it can be obnoxious because you have to go all the way and loop all the way around to take the flags and stuff. It just like, honestly, whoever you are, it doesn't even matter. It's like trying to protect your flags that you have. It's basically impossible. Trying to grab new flags can be very difficult. And trying to fight people or stop people, they just run around and they're zooming, and there's yeah, I think this one's fine. It's not like the worst, but it can be obnoxious if the rocks fall the wrong way. There are certain paths that they fall terribly, and there are certain ones that they fall fine. So it's like middle of the pack, I would say. Dressrosa Day, I'm gonna throw it up here. I think Dressrosa Day, this one's actually pretty manageable, I'm not gonna lie. I'll put it at the top of here. It's pretty solid, pretty good. Now, all of these maps look beautiful and fantastic. Don't get me wrong. They actually, I really do love them and appreciate them all entirely. But in general, Dressrosa Day is pretty flat. You can see everything that's going on. You can see, look around the circle and see everything that's going on. There is one building that kind of blocks off some view, but it's not terrible. So for the most part, you know what's happening, and you can kind of assist where you need to and help your teammates out. So it's actually fantastic. Now, I am missing one picture of one of them. It is Logetown. Logetown, I'm actually going to throw up in the best maps as well. We'll actually like toss that guy in there. He's actually very good map. It is flat. I love that you can see everything that's happening. It goes in like a V formation to the flags. A big fan of that map, actually, just because it is yeah, it's another flat map. So again, flat maps is where you can get stuff done. You can kind of hold stuff when you need to. You can be a good defender if you need to. You can be a good attacker when you want to, and you can go and run and back cap if you need to, with it being like a fair instance. So in general, big fan of that. Absolutely love it. So Logetown, yes, is up in one of the best maps. So we'll throw that up there too. Yeah. So, in general, alright you guys, that is our maps tier list for One Piece Bounty Runners. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do y'all agree with these? Do y'all not disagree? I'm not here to like argue. It's up to you. Whatever you think, whatever is your favorite map is your favorite map. A lot of these, there are certain characters that excel on certain ones. There are certain ones that are are terrible on other maps. It depends. So be careful what you're using. If you really want to climb, there are certain maps that you don't want to play on, like those ones that I put on as miserable. They can be very difficult to actually like win and climb on. So be careful. Also, I meant to add something about Dressrosa Colosseum. Be careful because it's very easy to 5-0 or get 0-5'd. So yeah, if you have the wrong teammates, they can sit there and close you in and just like 5-0 very easily and not let you ever get out of the gate. So watch out for that. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out my Twitter, Discord, down below. I'd appreciate that. Thank you so much for all the love and support that y'all have. I'm going to be taking off. I hope you have a fantastic night, morning, evening, whatever time it is for you. And I'm out. Yeah, holy. Peace, beautiful people.